some momentum behind them. They're all smiles, but got to convert it into a potential win. That's disrespect shown off the rip by Demon 1. Takes the fight. Our Jet head-to-head already made manifest. There's a flash to set it up, but again, it's just really a bit scramble, isn't it? It's a bit scrappy. It's contained well by Team Liquid. Com also gone for another attempt to win! No way in hell! How was he getting away with that?
I'm absolutely speechless. I can't believe it. He's completely alone on the site. Swings in, bad pre-aim on where Yampi is, and then just tapping away with the ghost. Look at his player react in the bottom corner. He can't believe what he's done either.
Bro, there is disbelief on both sides of the stage.
They're winning those kind of pistols as well?
Yeah, I mean, just get out of it. EG are winning the whole thing. They can't be stopped, apparently. After that, after witnessing that.
I'm confident that we're living in a very fringe timeline. It all started with Chosen getting that knife kill.
Yep.
And he's actually, I don't know.
He's Lucina, hasn't he? Lovely shot from Red Guy, so he's evened it up a little bit, but...
He's completely used that knife to just split the timeline.
Yes, yeah. If Chosen didn't get that knife kill,
like something
what could have been?
Like something from his Dark Materials.
Yeah. Do you think 100 Thieves would be here instead?
Yeah. 100 Thieves,
100
Thieves would be in this spot. Absolutely undefeated in terms of the maps. Oh,
just
God.
Insane.
Well,
What
Team
we
Liquid
witnessed.
might have found themselves an opportunity to get into the C site here, although only with Sheriffs on board. Lucio picks up one, and oh, the stun was good, but the flash was not.
Yeah, blinded up here. Got to get a quick reload on. Stuns, shock darts, aftershock into the corner. The utility is really being used a bit disjointedly. Is there only going to be some sort of follow up the pull, collecting and colliding all sorts of players, and yeah, eventually collapsed on. Slightly dangerous. 2 players surviving, so not the healthiest anti-eco in the world for EG.
Okay, I've got a game for you, Brent.
Okay.
In what bonkers fashion are EG going to win this bonus round?
Okay.
Which of their players, I mean, what, are they going to get a 5K with the aftershock? What's happening here?
They're going to do a quad push down A lobby.
Uh-huh.
A lobby, there's just going to be a flash, so Team Liquid are essentially just going to let them take that space.
Right.
Because the smoke at the back is going to push them back,
Uh-huh.
and the quad push is going to collect 3 kills.
Right.
And that's how they're going to win.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
Well, let's have a look. It's not the best weaponry in the world for an EG bonus. It doesn't look likely for them to convert it.
Okay, so here's the disrespect portion of lobby. So they get the smoke at the back. They have deep A lobby control. The dash is active. Now they're going to wait for a good timing. Probably when the smoke fades. Going to go for something else. Here's a drone up close. Yep, so here comes the next level of disrespect, like I was saying. And at this point, yeah, has to use the TP to get out of there with the deep drone. Tags onto Redgar. Are they going to push this further?
Yeah, well, you're wrong!
Oh, you're wrong! It was boosted with the 2-piece garage! I couldn't have predicted it, Josh!
I mean, how could you not, you fool? Team Liquid rattled in a 3v4. And there's weapons down that Redgar feels like he needs to try to defend. So that's another player that's kind of isolated from the pack. Presenting potentially like a 1v3 that Redgar would have to fight if the whole of EG decided to convert into him.
Can't give up the rifles here. But they are starting to get a bit of a collapse on into garage. Redgar is so alone! Line him up for him and take him out. Redgar moment gives us highs, gives us lows. Recall, Star pops up, sets it up for the fight, but here we go. Team Liquid, okay, they win that gun round. No bonus round win today, at least for this first part of Haven.
Yeah, and Redgar having to do it all there. He was really put under pressure. Up towards top garage, had players all over the place, but let's take a look at how Boostio got these two.
Yeah, okay.
The first one is spectacular. And yeah, the spacing just not quite there for their the EG players trying to overwhelm Redgar.
Come on, stand up again.
Getting into it.
Rifle round on board.
Has a Hunter's Fury. Kind of player that he loves to throw out this ult as well with little ideas to get cooked up by EG. They don't actually save it for lockdowns most of the time.
So Com used his recon dart there in the same kind of play that you would if you were going for the Fnatic ult down mid. Team Liquid are cautious, but they're still moving forwards into grass.
Yeah, I think Demon 1's contact here. Okay, drone dead deep into mid. timing it. Team 1 activates the dash. Now there's an aftershock as well. Shot darts all being fired through the util. Close fight. The potential's on the board, isn't it? Demon 1 is on the angle here. So Com at his back, making sure to cover some of that. But it's very slow at the beginning here for Liquid. Now they start to explore towards a lobby.
And we heard from Kakuka on the desk during the last Team Liquid match. Team Liquid, the slowest team to be able to get those first picks online. Very cautious in the early round.
Redgar
That's accidental.
fires a shot, whipping a mouse around. That was accidental. Reveals at least that there's one player there. Now they're going to be ready for it. Look at this, Nana Swarm into the fault line, and it is just obliteration. You can't walk through the choke point. Com's there, ready and waiting. He's got a Hunter's Fury. Okay, he wants a piece of the action, piece of the fight. Fight off into the corner. He's like, where can I predict the next player? Can't quite get the third shot off, but enough damage done to Yampi. Drops into 45.
And
Spikes in his hand. There's no
10
chance.
seconds. There's
Yeah,
no time.
Chance. No chance at all.
So not only did Team Liquid try to play really slowly there, and to be honest with you, I think Redgar's calling is fairly decent in that spot. They put a little bit of pressure garage. They don't actually, get into that area fully. They don't hear any Killjoy utility. Maybe they feel like they don't need to. They go back over to A, and it's only the Killjoy set up here until Ethan got himself into the spot. The big problem to me is that he gives away that they're contacting into that area by just
Firing a shot.
nervously, missed input, I think.
Yeah. Slamming the mouse into the keyboard or something, but unfortunate for Team Liquid revealing that.
I do, though, like the way that EG was playing the defensive setup. Normally, like I said, there's going to be Killjoy utility in Garage, and that time it was just Demon 1 looking for a fight. Sometimes teams are a bit sloppy in terms of how they take Garage control, because they expect it just to be held by a turret or an alarm bot.
Oh, that damage. Predicting that Orb's going to be played for. They bring Yampi down to 1 HP. The heal, so...
And EG
back
are
up.
also playing a different defensive setup here, Bren, where they've got Ethan and Demon 1 at the start of the round predicting a B hit. They have Nano Swarms ready for safe to go for that updraft play that the EMEA teams like to do.
Here we go, though. Flashes. Full line to push it back as well. The util exchange as well, pumped one way to the next. There isn't really too much committal here. Exploration, safe, hoping maybe for a rotation from B.
None of this makes too much sense to me, Bren, because they haven't pushed Com off the line on A. They needed a smoke there or something.
Yeah. Now there's a smoke. Trailblazer. This is trying to fake that A pressure and presence. Drone's going to be used now. Only spotting the 1.
Does it pull anybody away from C? This is designed to be a C re-hit.
I don't think there was enough behind that A hit.
No.
Com's calling. He's like, guys, this is a fake. No one is budging from EG. Maintaining the ground. Not giving up the space. Here comes through into Drone. All the way through. It was an anti-flash position played, but Booster still collects the 2 kills. Redgar's in the spawn. 20 seconds left. Potential for the round might have just been overcooked entirely. That's his last one left. Not for much longer. For the 1. Looking like a similar beginning to Fracture right now. This EG team, they're unstoppable. The form they're kind of in, all the players individually firing off. They have really good ideas. The structure that's behind some of their setups as well. It's always got a backup to it.
But this attacking round, not a fan. I mean, I don't think it made sense the way that they were trying to push and pull people around the map. They had early pressure towards C that felt real, and, you know, there was a bit of backing behind it, but they never had anybody deep down A. They weren't trying to create A pressure afterwards. I don't know. Overcooked, I think, a little bit. You think back to how Liquid were able to deal with an on-form EDG and eventually get that across the line. To me, it was putting safe in positions to carry them. Getting aggressive executes like this.
Dash into the dog. Collides into it, so Safe doesn't quite get into the site entirely, but they do have B control now. Starting to the plant. Stun. Fault line. Everybody really just unable to play that one. That spam coming straight through the smoke. Nats able to collect it still with the crossfire setup onto the rifles. Yampi and Nats are still left alive. They got to try and stop Demon 1 though. The reposition here is so intelligent. Smoke drop down. He could be anywhere. He leaves Yampi guessing. Where is he pushed for? Crossfire setup. They're trying to re-clear towards spawn. They don't know where he could be. Just misses the timing on that one.
That's great from Yampi though.
Both of them had to clear this one. Space granted to them. Left just down to Ethan. Stun in his face. He's got half on the defuse though. Buys himself some time. 3 seconds until the fault line. Has to take a fight though. Taps it. It's the 3-2-1 swing. And it's clean from Team Liquid. Clean. They invested some minor guns into that. I believe, you know, just Guardians and Ghosts across the board, but they still got the round on the board. That's the important point.
And I'm telling you, the faster rounds from Liquid, they just look better. Because what I've been impressed with about Team Liquid is the way that safe entries and the plans that they come up with in the post-plan. Not all of this slowly map control, moving around, playing the info game. I think that's actually where they've looked a little weak. So I'm fully in favor of running more fast hits like that.
Let's go, boys!
A lot of the time, Boostio's been putting his utility to try to deny those fast B pops. This time he's got one Nanoswarm over there. They don't. It doesn't always have to be towards B.
Smoke does obfuscate quite a bit towards A lobby. Now the dog straight into garage. Alarm bot dealt with. Never smoked across. Buys some space for the lockdown, but they're backing away from this immediately, giving up the control. It's a lockdown used in response to try and push them back. So
I like this.
Ult for an ult.
Yeah, but it allows Team Liquid to go towards B, and they only have to worry about the A connect.
Here it is. Yeah. Updraft. Into the dash as well after shock deep into the corner. Spam onto the common angle here, just in case there is that refight attempt, which there is. We can see this. Team Liquid. Save, skip, hop, jump. Resetting the aim. Shorty's out, but Yambi covers for him. Okay. Doesn't get dicey, doesn't get dangerous. Boostio flooding back in, but with no support, it's Team 1 left to try and retake with the Yop. He has to save this now. Got to back away. Another round win for Team Liquid.
And another faster round, too. They instantly took garage control, lockdown, stops any defenders being in the C connector, go back, pivot B, plant, fight A connector. These are the rounds where I feel like Team Liquid show brilliance. These are the rounds that they need to be pulling out more and more often if they want to beat evil geniuses. It has to come here on Haven.
They won the Yop. You're right, the faster plays are working out.
I mean, God knows for Liquid, they almost need a dominant map here to get their mentality in the right spot, because map 3, both teams are very good. This, in theory, should be about the weakest that you're getting, EG.
Coverage was there as well, refighting towards the connector.
Yeah, I love the call.
Good calls. Yeah, exploiting towards B as well. And it's where these round wins have been coming from. Potentially because the setup isn't quite, entirely their defensive with EG's utility, leaving it open for the retake. The fault line and the dart push them back away from A lobby. Means Com can farm up the orb without too many worries.
Redgar's inside his smoke at short again.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, he was doing that often. Sprayed through there. Damage done. Lighten him up. Yep, Redgar's been caught.
Redgar was getting caught inside that smoke at short constantly in the game against Edward. And now he just pulls it out again. And they're down. No smokes. So much more difficult for Liquid to convert.
This close reposition could be incredibly punishing for Demon 1. Save for the updraft dash as well into the smoke. The dog, it catches. It needs to be at least some help out. Demon 1 backs away. Here's a rolling thunder though. One left in the chamber here with the blades. Needs to land a shot there. Soulcast was stunned up still. Hits it blind. Yambi can't see a thing. It's left up to the two Liquid players. Enough damage has been done by EG. Still spotting it. Fault line used. They know where at least one of the players is. And process of elimination. Now starting a bit of a re-clear into garage to put the squeeze on them. There is a gap. Team Liquid have found it. Found to the back value. Okay. That's the spike dropped, so it's going to be called out for his team. An impossible situation for Soulcast. Ethan with the jiggle just gets info, doesn't give away his life. Baiting it out. Spotting it out.
But that all starts with Redgar dying in short. And that, I think, is just absolutely brutal. He's playing inside of his smoke, gets droned out, and decides to try and fight it aggressively. Com plays it very intelligently. But I don't mind Redgar doing that play inside of his smoke occasionally, but if you have an option to retreat, you've got to take it. You can't be running forwards like that and offering yourself up as a pick. The smokes are just so crucial. On attack side as well. Looks like Ethan and Demon 1 are going to have an explore down mid.
Yeah, fighting for it. It's a dash used. Even a Boostio. They have to collapse and they have to help him out. There's a Hunter's Fury that was earned prior. Right into the window, it's over like that. Blink of an eye.
What a strat.
Shake it ahead.
I love it. That is almost like the Fnatic kind of play, where you use your Hunter's Fury and you have a jet push down mid, but it traps everybody in that mid window. So they have two people facing mid, one that's going to swing off contact in garage, and then also the Hunter's Fury as the final follow-up. Definitely ways of countering that, but only if you know that it's going to be coming.
Yeah. Another amazing ult from Com.
Hey, that's another thing, actually, to give credit to EG for. They use a lot of tactics, but they don't copy them, they don't steal them, they invent them. They're, you know, new, different twists on things.
Yeah, innovators. Team Liquid going back to the default, which has been working for them. Fast plays into B. Jumping around with the knives, though, safe. Can't quite claim that kill. Boostio locked in towards the back. The crosshair placement is just set up almost for the three-piece, but eventually shut down. Spike was dropped to one side of B. And a lot of map has been compromised as that deep look down into C. Flash play. Even one will fall. This is getting a bit awkward.
The map's flipped.
It's flipped entirely. It's an odd situation. Still eager to take the fight. Ethan is so smart with it. Doesn't open himself up, just continues to spam. Gets the warband kill here. They can hear the plan. They got to know that the map has been flipped to some degree as well because they gave up space towards C. That's why Com is playing so passive right now and safe. He doesn't know where Nats is.
That flash tells Com that there's nobody playing in the A connector, because otherwise, why would Soulcast be looking for info? So now Com can creep forwards.
Here we go. Right over the top. Soulcast, he needed to force an early fight here, needed to win it out. He's been revealed entirely. Nats, though, he does win his one. He wins the second one, forces it down, and wins it for his team. That's 3 in it. A classic Nats round when his team most certainly needed it.
Nats about the only player that was able to have those big performances on map 1 too. Take a look at how he does this one. Sneaks through the smoke. Ethan Core just pulling his gun out after using a piece of utility. Excellent work there from Nats. They have an Operator and an Odin now for Team Liquid to deal with.
A chance to make this a reasonable half. Dart misses, I believe. Meant to sail through that slight gap above the top of the door.
It's also a risky spot for Com to play. If they go for any fast garage control, he has to just backpedal and pull the Odin out. But Liquid are heading over towards A.
Turret contact.
No, the turret, I believe, is in B. This is just a double setup.
Yeah, okay, just off of some sort of queue, but a fault line and a swing.
But also, they've just got setups all over the place, don't they, EG?
Including the same Nana Swarm that's down there. There's an alarm bot close to the feet of Boostio, but it won't help him out here. He just needs to land the shots, and he will do just that. There's 2 ripped away. Boostio, when he's under immense amounts of pressure, just feels capable of almost anything. And again, it's left up to players like Nats to try and pick up the pieces with this deep look all the way through. Chaos in the round. That is such a deep position that's being played in the spawn by Com. Look at this. Because he knows that the TP came through from Red Guy. He knows Red Guy's in heaven.
It's so ridiculous.
They're aware of it. They are certainly aware of it. Red Guy spotted. There it is, cleaned up. Now they're like, okay, set the sights over towards the other side, and Com has got the read entirely. Yampi with the plan, but it would have to be a 1v5. The reposition into garage. Can he find a solo player, an opening, a fight to be taken? Popping up, there's the first one. There's a fault line. One flash available. The fuse being stuck by Com, teammates holding it, triple face. They shut that one down, doesn't get dangerous.
I know we're heading towards potentially a competitive half. There's chances that Team Liquid can get this back to 7-5, but it already feels over. I mean, the way in which, that's the second round in a row where Boostio has been able to shut down Safe on the entry. That's a massive problem right now for Liquid. Safe is 3-10 on attack side Jet, when normally he takes over games. This is the guy that's been hard carrying Team Liquid at times, throughout their run in EMEA, throughout the run to get the trophy.
Yeah.
And he just keeps running into EG players that have got the read, got the angle, and shutting him down.
Which is insane, you know, we were talking about the Jet head-to-head being a potential factor.
They're both at the bottom of the scoreboard.
Yeah, both at the bottom of the scoreboard. I mean, this is Safe as well, the kind of player who shut down Kang and paved the way for his team to get the win. But G jump spot was anticipated to a degree, but the shot goes wide. One pinging close, like there could have been somebody looking up onto that angle. Garage is being explored. Smoke dropped. Fakes like somebody could be crossing.
But look, EG don't even use their defensive utility. They don't buy it. They know that Liquid like to fake this map control. So Ethan just uses one flash to re-clear garage. All right, no one there. And that means you don't have to invest, you know, fault line, aftershock, all of that kind of util dump that defensive teams often would. And Nats is sat here knowing now that he doesn't have presence in garage anymore.
Shot just missing in between. The adjustment couldn't be there for Demon 1. And now he knows. Under attack towards the B site. There's a lot of util being used, lining up these players into the connector, holding it through, picking up the rifle in the moment, but only the one kill, and not aware of it. That is aggression towards the extremities, straight into the connectors. Team Liquid, they run their way all the way through. Nats is caught into mid though. Locked down. Eventually going to be destroyed.
And Ethan already knows that this is headed towards A. A 2v2 though, oh sorry, 2v3, that's very difficult for them to win.
Safe being healed up as well. That was the one advantage that EG had. Okay, Redgar, I mean, he's going for the deep lurk timing here. Doesn't need to miss it. The shot or the kill. Damage being done. Dodging off the flash. The rifles in their hands as well. Definitely doing the most, but well, it's Team Liquid. They contain. Also, setups there. Listen, it was scrappy again. Very labored, but they have made this half decent. It's 7-5. The chance that they can bring it back.
Yeah, definitely. It's competitive, but like I'm saying, I feel like EG is still in control. They are just, you know, in this slim margin by the scoreline, but Liquid are having to do such unusual things in order to get things across the line. You know, you've got Redgar TPing all over the place, pivots from B to A to... Oh. Yeah, it's been crazy.
It's been crazy stuff. Well, that's the first half wrapped up as well. Send it down to the desk to break it down so far.
Excellent half there, truly, from both teams. It was great to see Liquid really begin to just kind of clean things up a little bit, but we have to address the comm-sized elephant in the room with our Verizon high-speed moment, because that was one of the craziest pistol plays I've ever seen. That was one of the craziest plays I think I've ever seen in my career. That was just bonkers, man. The faces from all the players papered that. They were all stunned at what they were witnessing.
I mean, that last bullet is a fadeaway, too.
I mean, there's no ambiguity about what Ethan had to say after it, but you can see Liquid not being, you know,
what do you do?
Really kind of roll with it. I mean,
what do you do? What do you do?
After that, like, there's nothing else to be done there, but it's still a tragic loss of the pistol. Again, EG managed to scrape by and maintain that just incredible pistol round win percentage.
I'm not going to give him flowers on that pistol because Comm had to clutch up big time. Liquid did a lot of things right, but it came down to those moments.
They did, but we find ourselves now in a 7-5 half, and had that not happened, this could be the opposite side. This could be Liquid having that added momentum right off the rip. It could be a 7-5 in their favor, maybe even an 8-4 if they are able to get that pistol under the belt nice and early. Instead, it is EG finding themselves with the advantage. Granted, this is their side selection. Now they're going to be flipping over. This should be where Team Liquid start finding their groove a little bit more, finding a little bit more comfort. But if things like that continue to happen for EG, there's just nothing that TL can do.
Yeah, I mean, Team Liquid looks a lot better here. They're making better counter moves. They're kind of reading the map a lot better. You're seeing some of those classic Nat moments where he disrespects some utility, comes in and clutches out around. So right now, I think Team Liquid is a little bit more engaged than we saw in Fracture.
Yeah, no, Sideshow pointed out before, right? It was great to see that aggression coming out, the thing that got them over the line against EDG. It was good to see them really pivot to that here against Evil Geniuses, but now, let's see what EG could do as we flip sides and send it back over to Brennan Sideshow.
And I'd love to see it, honestly. Team Liquid to bring this one to a third map, winning this one out. Map 1 wasn't really, you know, the taste that I was hoping for with this this kind of level of match where we're here in the upper bracket, but maybe they can make it even.
This looks like a very similar pistol to what we saw when the sides were flipped.
It really does. So much emphasis being placed towards it. Team Liquid, the paranoia. It's just running it straight into it, Ethan. He negates the near side, still seeking to just, again, barrel through and disrespect the players that might have been holding further back and tap onto it. Now seeking to also just try and clear out that, but the right click, it blesses him with the one kill. They give up on that prospect and trying to remove him from that position, instead just taking the C side, planting towards the back of it, and Comm has already lurked his way to a bit of a further back angle. Surely not again. The Trailblazer does this clear it. It's being watched for. Safe holds that angle. There's a flash in the face of Demon 1, and there's too much to overcome there. So, a pistol round for Team Liquid.
Absolutely major. If Team Liquid wanted to halt this momentum that EG have in the tournament entirely, but also in the match, I think this one was a must-win. And they have a very similar setup. 4 players over here, but they choose to fight it even more aggressively. And the key is the paranoia from Redgar, a tool that Jorgamo doesn't have access to on Astra. And it allows them to get extremely aggressive, push up there. And Nats plays his situation hyper intelligently, just realizing that everybody was trying to bait him into a bit of pressure. He just tucks himself in garage.
Careful there.
G might be sending their sights towards B. Bit of a faster play, try and get the spike down some way or form. It's a fault line re-clear here from Safe. Smoke was propped up in his face, just needs to make sure that nobody has worked their way past it, but they are quite unaware. I mean, it's an early Trailblazer being used to push them back. They know that one player's there. They missed the timing on it. Oh my. Shots hitting with the Sheriffs.
So much danger.
Just like that, it's a 3 versus 3. And you just never know, do you? You just never know. Quick reload. Get the bullets back online. Demon 1 low though.
And he's holding that angle, trying to take a long-range fight against Redgar with a Marshal when Demon 1's on 7 HP. The confidence is never lacking, but they're heading into both initiators on Team Liquid, who have double Bulldogs.
Demon 1's grabbed himself an upgrade, hasn't he? Close to the corner. Dart's broken. Watching for the lurk play. Good anticipation here from Yampi. Fault line pushes it back once more. Aftershock into the corner. Demon 1 now steadily creeping ever so closer. Com also taking a lot of damage in this one, so both the EG players are weak. Team Liquid.
They'll have heard Com run away here, so Demon 1's potentially set up for a kill.
They're trying to noise bait and pull the rotation. This looks like it. Uh-oh. Demon 1 finds the first. There are players in front of him into the corner, close. Shots here, fired off. Not enough time on the clock, so okay. It's a little bit all over the place. I mean, the energy levels coming into that. You expect it to be Team Liquid's win, but you just never know with these EG players.
Yeah, there's some big shots. I mean, one of the biggest strengths of EG is their individual aim. And the way that they've been able to put themselves in spots tactically to maximize that. But yeah, the individual aim stuff you get to see on those rounds where they just have Sheriffs on board. A reminder, EG have yet to drop a map in this tournament. And this looks like their biggest test to me. Team Liquid's best chance of being able to pick one up is right here on Haven. And they've got to do it for the match's sake.
Possibility is theirs for the taking. It's all about converting it from here on out because they made it even, 7-7. Set up here from EG, looks like potential for a fast pop into the C site. You can see Util sailing over the top. It's a dash play, flash into the back on top of it. Nanoswarms lay it down as well, so nobody can really flood into this, but they didn't clear the close corner, and the reposition from Safe is good, and so is the aim. This guy is crispy, right when his team needed it, jumping right-click, Com. Oh my. He finds 3 in that with a flood attempt at Team Liquid, and Soulcast with the over-rotation. He's like, where's all the players at?
He did a good job though, Soulcast, getting over there. But now he's going to be stuck in a really tight spot. I think EG have made a very good read as soon as they identified that Soulcast had popped his way over to C, instantly getting themselves back over here. No utility to work with. Still over 15 seconds for Soulcast to get a flash online.
And that is a brutal one. Contacting for now, though. Doesn't want to reveal his positioning. He's hunting for information, a sightline, anything to try and win this round out, but it's so damn hard. Safe position being played by Jorgen. Here's a flash. Drops down. Wow, Ethan. Not getting baited by that, is he? Playing the anti-flash, realized it wasn't being popped immediately with the 180 shutdown.
So that's a bonus attempt by Team Liquid, stifled. They'll still have enough money to be able to buy. I like the fact that we're seeing Safe getting online a little more, though. Even though Team Liquid weren't able to win this round, it looked like we were going to see a complete dominant defensive jet performance from Safe with the Bulldog in hand. Now in round 16, he picks up the Operator. He's got Op and Bladestorm to work with. They're fighting for Demon 1's ult orb here so that the EG jet also has Bladestorm.
No semblance of counterplay here from Liquid. They don't deny the space, so they let them up the Bladestorm up. Knives online for Demon 1. It's about trying to spot this one because Safe could be a difference maker. He's tucked into A. Great mid-rounding here, Nats punishes it. Boostia was alone when he was breaking that utility.
Very good punish. Usually, teams are going to try and use a nanoswarm to break that close nanoswarm on the other side. Instead, Demon 1 choosing to shoot it, and Nats is ready. You can't get scared of them, right? The more you get scared of EG, the more you allow them to get away with moments like that without swinging and going for the punish. So I appreciate that Nats still has that confidence, even though he got brutalized, and the entire team did, on map 1.
I just play by EG, though. It's both flashes, I believe, used by Socas for information, and the Trailblazer that was broken in the top section of the lobby. Gathered a bit of info here, but it has pulled the rotations over. I mean, it's the trouble with running the sky. You don't get that concrete information in the mid-round to make decisions like that, and so they just leave the site completely open. Redguard playing for his life here. Gonna try and flood back in with the retake. Giorgamo becomes another layer to the lurk. Turret also taken care of. That has dragged 2 players away from it. Fault line into the side here with a corner. Safe shuts down the Jet opposition once more. Dash into the back of the side, not wasting the time with it. There's a flash re-peek. Ethan is also not able to find too much value. Fight. Beautiful movement from Soulcast, and they do just face it. Straight down the main, all the way down that ankle. Good game plan from Liquid.
Excellent round from them. I mean, really well played. Love the fact that Safe now has a rifle in hand as they go for the retake back into C. And Safe wins that duel that could have been imperative, as Demon 1 sneaks his way into an advanced position.
Spike planted.
I feel like for this Team Liquid squad to be getting big wins like this on the board, they need performances from Nats and they need performances from Safe. And that's what started to seriously happen in this defense side. We were talking about Safe being at the bottom of the scoreboard not too long ago, at the end of the last half.
Yeah.
Now he's climbing his way back up, defense-sided Jet.
Stopping Safe from getting value here is going to be quite important. Nana Swarm, that's what the purpose of it was, so that he can't set himself up onto that angle, onto that line. Denying the chance, but Boostio peeks into this, he might be in trouble. No, Safe just gives up the angle, realizing that A-Long was completely compromised. It's a Rolling Thunder that pushes them all the way back, so they give up the site. No counterplay with a util. So we set ourselves up now into a post plant. EG, how concrete is it, and how good is the retake from Liquid? Safe has the knives. Might go for a double updraft play on top of the boxes, but no, just wants to follow the Trailblazer in. Aftershock deep into the corner, cuts it down. Hunter's Fury is offloaded as well. That's Com just using it to try and punish us. Again, the attempt for the retake starts to really get moving and get going. Boostio, he's going to have to really shut this one down. Just a stinger, he's low, repositions to the side, but eventually traded. There's still a pull. Giorgamo, it's going to be important that he stays alive in this one. Aftershock as well, delaying all this time. Ethan needs to be cleared out of here. Here's the defuse, but again, the pull is online, and there's the damage being done.
Time.
They have to get onto this right now. The shots are fired. They don't know where Giorgamo is. Here it is. Landing 3. Ice cold in a moment, and so much delay.
He's so good in these spots. It's ridiculous how impactful he's been in this tournament run so far for EG. In the clutch, on Rays, on smokes.
Last player standing.
Prioritizing his life in order to get the pull off, and then realizing that he can step up a little more aggressively. The rest of EG did a great job in terms of taking the time down. And I still like the way that Liquid are playing their retakes. I think the retakes look drilled, they look good. They're swapping the operator off to Yampi so that Safe can entry again back into the sites. This is going to be a serious battle, because Liquid look very disciplined here, but EG have got that magic behind them.
Marbox cleared. Oh, spam onto it. Right onto the corner, it's damage. Being done. Intention of this one, of course, just to clear the Killjoy utility. A bit earlier as well, the alarm bot was broken into A lobby very early on by Safe, which is quite important. Does drag a lot of the EG players in an attempt to punish with the fault line. Trailblazer spotting it.
Boostio's talked about the way that he likes to call his attack side sometimes is just ask Demon 1, where do you want to find a pick? And then he pushes Demon 1 into that area. Demon 1 hasn't really been firing today, so they're going to have to adjust how they play these mid-round moments. Safe almost got a freebie onto Com.
Show him respect, though. Used the dash immediately to get out of there. Was worried about being punished with some form of utility. 3 players of Liquid seek to reinforce the defenses over towards A. Now there's not too much presence there. Asher Star up top. It's a deep dart from across the map and a fault line. It really makes this feel like an A hit from EG, but they have no intention of going over there. That puts the pressure on Redgar. He's got to put a stop to this now. He's going to be calling. Here's the hit coming through. It's a lockdown. Good ultimate in usage as well. This is going to mean that the site completely clears out. There's nobody going to be playing close. Nats can afford to take this timing now as he realizes they're all flooding back off of it. Aftershock. It's used preemptively. No one playing close now. A lockdown of their own. They have to try and break this one. Comp does not get the kill. Being that backstab, sticking through onto the defuse. Yampy gets half. He's brought down though from the util. The timing has been poor, and it comes down to spam. The bullets are landing, raining down onto them. Updraft will not save you. Lockdown away. One player detained. It's down to just this. Soulcast has to do the most, but he's shut down, and Nats is detained off to the side. It is half under the fuse. A potential is there. Turret's going to be taking contact. Slowing him all the way down, and there it is. Boostio with 4. Pure RNG, spamming down the line of sight, but it gets the job done.
Team Liquid go for another retake, and it fails this time, so it's going to knock their economy down. I wonder what would have happened in this kind of situation had Redguard chosen to smoke the spike instead of just smoking the choke point. I think it would have offered more opportunities for Team Liquid to take advantageous fights down long, put pressure on those post-ban players, and not just allow them to spam onto the pings.
Let's go.
And Redguard also potentially had the opportunity to just use his paranoia and fight there because he knew that there was both initiators committed to faking A. Anyway, what's done is done, and EG have flipped the momentum in this half immediately by winning a Thrifty and then a crucial eco swing gun round. And that's it. Suddenly, Team Liquid are on the back foot again after looking so great.
I got to give credit to EG's calling here as well. Going up against IGLs of the likes of Redgar. I mean, systematically crossing off all of some of the most major IGL players that we have in the game, in VCT. Just cross them off the list, man, because that was, I felt like, pretty well thought out by Team Liquid. Yes, they had players over there, but they had a lockdown to clear out the side. They had a clear idea of how they wanted to play it. But then it was EG that were one step ahead. They had their own lockdown to push it back. Yeah, it came down to a bit of RNG with the spam down kind of long angle, but they had util to play as well into their pose with the nanoswarms.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, EG love to run those kind of fake plays. Boostio is very good at finding the right moments to call them. And they're playing off the kind of expectations of the defensive team. When they use stun recon there with 30 seconds left, you expect a commitment behind it. So much of the Sova breach composition is about those 40-second regenerative pieces of utility.
Here's some aggression. Right into A lobby.
And
Push past the flash.
It's slow and quiet behind the recon. No stun used. Makes it feel like they're saving Ethan's utility to just pop into A, actually.
Yeah. And they've been doing some conditioning where they haven't been playing it up close. The smoke has popped up now, holding that deep flank, but yeah, wide swing, safe with the Blade Storm. It's a fight you do not want to take, so immediately Jorgamo seeks to play his life. Dash forwards here, trying to punish these players into the short angle. Flash around the back of the site. Redguard's inside the smoke, though, still playing this one. Round and round we go. Soulcast eventually traded, but he did bring down Demon 1. Maybe it could be the difference maker, yet Jorgamo was not cleared out of that position. Again, he's got that global presence of utility. He's playing the Astra. Yampy with a Ghost. It's a crossfire setup. Graffiti to default. Swing off of it. It's perfect.
Bren, you know what to me is some of the scariest stuff watching this game? EG are taking down the #1 seed from EMEA, while Demon 1's not even having a good performance. And it's not just that he isn't fragging, like he's actually beefing some of these situations that you expect him to win 9 out of 10 times, and yet EG are still winning.
Yeah.
That should strike cold fear into the hearts of everybody else in this tournament. Because yes, of course, their pistol round and bonus round win rate are excellent, but this half, they didn't win the pistol. Obviously no bonus. This half, Demon 1 is not going crazy, and yet EG are still out there winning.
The macro play that's going so well here. Nats is pushed up, stun in his face with the drone. He's traded. Felt like he had to make a play in the moment. Now a Rolling Thunder through the backside of it. It misses the platform, and the Cosmic Divide, there's a space and a gap. And of course, Redgar jumps right on top of that one. Still, they don't have control of Garage. He goes for the repush anyway. Now's a Rolling Thunder. Not waiting for it. The transfer cannot be hit. Jorgamo once more lands it. Safe. He's the last one left. They don't know where he is. Could be backside, could be on the flank. You can feel it in the way that everything's just being cleared. Spike dropped down in the middle of nowhere. That is a position you just do not anticipate. Crouched down at the top of logs.
What absolute filth that angle is.
Match point.
Match point. EG, they 2-0'd Foot, 2-0 DRX, stomped loud their domestic rivals, no maps dropped, 13-2, the most dominant map we've had so far in Masters Tokyo. And you can tell from the reaction that they are just one round away from being able to seal up another major squad, 2-0. This is the new guard, Brent. This is the new guard sweeping away the old, crusty people from before.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
New kids on the block, man. This is an EG squad that, you know, not only are they all popping off individually, they have the ideas behind it, as we've been mentioning over and over and over again, but it's the perfect storm, I feel like, as they've come into this event, because you think back to the Americas playoffs, we've been rehashing this point all the time. They weren't even expecting to make playoffs. It was out of their hands by some sheer chance, by Chosen's knife that boomed some teams. They made playoffs, but they grasped that opportunity, right? They earned their spot to Tokyo from that. And since then, it's been just a level of whimsy and vibes, I feel like, just added on top of already the usual good ideas, the individual talent. It's all there, the perfect mixture to just make a statement at Masters Tokyo, one of the biggest events that we've got in VCT this year.
4 opportunities to close this out. And Team Liquid themselves, they don't get rattled too often. Normally, they've got those big personalities on the team that are able to still keep the energy high. People like Yampi, Safe, Redgar too, just keeping that energy up on the squad. Do they have what it takes to be able to pull this one back? It would be ridiculous.
Reclearance and a refight. That's a very wide face by Safe. He does not want to lose that one. Takes out Com nice and early, and he knows now that there's some presence from the EG players. And guess what? What do they choose to do? To contact Reclear of themselves. Not worried about it. There's a timing in between this, but Solkas is holding that crossfire angle. Safe on top of it as well. Holding that short push. Nats. Hey up. Hey up. What is occurring here? Demon 1 still alive and kicking, but not for much longer. That's Solkas. That was all over the place, no?
Yeah, that was absolutely bizarre. So Nats went for an info play down C and tucked himself into the cubby and was begging to go for a knife kill. And then probably realized, I probably should do that when we're down 9-12. Or 8-12, I suppose, at the time. Good from Team Liquid, though. Safe really turning up in that round to be able to shut down what people were going for over towards A. The more they can get Safe activated and use their utility to give him favorable fights, the more chances they've got of getting back in here. He really is performing better than Demon 1 right now. And you got to grasp that period of form while you can.
Spam. That's a punish. They know that EG love to play for these orbs. Com was 1 away from the Hunter's Fury. Those are the moments you need to drag it back, to potentially bring it to OT, to stay in this series. Aftershock, he's committed for the turret, removes it, dash forwards with the knives. Demon 1, he's not quite hitting, but he gets the refresher anyway. With Solkas falling towards the back of the site, any util to set him up, jumping, right click, it brings down Yampi, and no one's facing the backside of it. It's down to just Safe. He's got to pick this one up. The pieces all over the place, and maybe forge a round win, but he's got to do it against Jorgamo and Boostio. Cosmic Divide is online with the plant. Big ult. Maybe enough to seal it. The positioning is all over the place here. Jorgamo, not too sure what he's got available with the utility. Doesn't look like too many stars, and he's cleared out the space. Smoking the connector. I think Safe's not going to anticipate that he's there.
That's Nanoswarm on the spike at the moment, and Boostio's still got a second.
Yeah, and it's just delaying.
The time here is not going to work for Safe.
It feels inevitable. Safe is clearing all the usual angles, has to use the dash just to get on top of it as well. Smokes it, has to get half. It's the only way he wins this one. Another smoke used as well, and here comes the pressure applied, the run and gun to finish it. Evil geniuses are just not losing maps.
This run is something different, something absolutely different, because they're not just beating out teams, they're not having a close Cinderella run, they are smoking people. They are taking your trophy lifters from EMEA and rolling them around. Map 1, the most dominant map that we've seen at Masters Tokyo, and Map 2, they felt like they were in control as well. And that's without Demon 1 performing. He only had 150 ACS.
We were watching his POV. He's not hitting shots that you expect him to hit. Wait until he wakes back up for one of the later games.
Then you're in some real danger.
And it's just incredible what the players like Boostio, Kong, Jorgamo have been able to put up. When you were watching them in Americas, it was all about Demon One and then Ethan being that second big player for them. The other half of the squad has just taken to the stage, the atmosphere, the crowd, the pressure, the vibe, the run. They've taken it all.
Yeah. Immense credit to the coaching staff, Potter, and the crew that she's assembled as well. I mean, the ideas are all there. The vibes are good. It's just tremendous. And it puts them in that minimum of top 3 at Masters Tokyo.